Construction completed.
Strategic resource discovered. Well, that was early, wasn't it? That's good, that is. During its survey of Duranma 3, the Talon Broadwing Rostrus, that's this guy, so it's up here, discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed Pitharan dust. This fine, energy-dense dust serves as an excellent fertilizer, so it's for food. Its use should greatly enhance our food production. Yeah, there you go. We have the technology. If we control this system, we can extract the resource. Again, that would be very useful.
A few moments later.
Where's this Pitharan dust? It's not showing up on the, I'm sure it was in this system, wasn't it? Am I wrong? Or do I not have the technology to harvest it yet or something? Did it not pop up here? What is up, guys? It's that time again. It's 8:30 here with another chilled out video for you to all enjoy. It's going to be a let's play session, as with my scum videos, so we're just going to take it nice and slow. We're going to go through each and every anomaly. It is going to be a slow, calm playthrough for you guys to enjoy, hopefully. So, jumping straight in. Most of you who watch this will probably have played Stellaris before, so you know all about the pre-mades and making your own factions. So we're going to go with one that I've made myself called the Monarch of Denabria. Now, these are a post-apocalyptic police state avian race. So they exist on a tomb world, but before the tomb world they inhabited arid / savanna / desert biomes, okay? So hot worlds, hot climates. So we can inhabit 4 different types there, obviously, with your arid, savanna, desert, and tomb worlds. They're militarist and fanatic spiritualists, so we're going to attempt to do some light roleplay there, you know, make our decisions based off of that, but we're not going to do anything too heavy. We are strong, which gives extra army damage and minerals. Solitary, which reduces happiness. Decadent, which, unless you have slaves, reduces happiness. And quarrelsome, which reduces our unity output. So maybe some problems mid to late game there with happiness. May have a lot of factions springing up and causing, you know, therefore influence problems and output problems, but we'll deal with that as it comes. Survivor, which is linked to the post-apocalyptic state. So that basically adds on some lifespan and gives us tomb world habitability. And venerable, which adds 80 years as well. So between the two there, we've got an extra 90 years of lifespan. So we should have a good, long-lasting bunch of leaders. So we're going to select them and we're going to dive straight into the game details. I always play in a huge system. It's just nice, you know, to have more space to be able to expand into, more to explore, you know, longer games. Spiral forearms, because that gives us nice subsections on each spiral that you can sort of plan along, maybe expand along that or branch out onto the other arms. AI empires will go for 20. We don't want too many, but we don't want too few, you know, we want to be nice and interesting there. Advanced AI starts we'll leave off. Fallen empires, let's have that at, like, say 3. Let's have 3, we don't want too many of them either. Marauder empires, to keep things interesting, we'll have the 1. Tech tradition cost, leave as is. Habitable worlds, leave as is. Prims, crisis, we'll leave that all as is. Now the mid game, and the end game, I did edit a bit. I think I made the mid game 25 years later, and the end game 100 years later. As for the rest of this difficulty, I'm not sure if Ensign is what it starts on. I think Ensign is like the easiest, is it? We'll put it on Captain. What's the next? Commodore, Admiral, Grand Admiral. We'll just put it on, I assume Captain is going to be normal, so we'll put it on that. Everything else, we're going to leave it as it is, and we're going to load it up. Hopefully we get a good spawn. Now this, where it, you know, generates where everything is, where your empire is, this is the most important thing for me, because if you're in the open with like 7 ways to be attacked from, well, it's not very good, that, is it? So let's hope we get some nice choke points. Start on like the very end of a spiral. Okay, here we are. In the eons since the first primitive dino communities took shape in the dry canyons and messes of Nest of Denabria, our civilization has spread and prospered. But Denabrian society was not always united toward a common goal. In centuries past, mounting tensions between competing nations came to an apocalyptic head in a global thermonuclear war that claimed the lives of billions and forever marred the surface of Nest of Denabria. In the decades to follow, surviving Dynodium faced radiological contamination, mutations, famine, and violent tribalism. It was in this grim crucible that the monarch of Denabria was truly forged, and with it, a new world order. Now, after the discovery of the Hyperlane network, the finest minds of the monarch of Denabria have finished the development of the first hyperdrives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Happy days. Right, so, first thing we're going to do is assess the situation here. We've got, what's this? We've got some energy credits, some minerals, and some physics. Nothing too flashy, nothing to shout home about, but it's a start, isn't it? So, where are we? We're here in the, what I would call the western part of the universe, the galaxy. So, what have we got? I mean, this is what we were dreading, isn't it? We can be attacked from a couple of places, instantly linked to this arm. So we've got to worry about that. And then we've got 3 ways that we can be attacked from, 3 lanes. So I suppose this is a chokehold here that we can prioritize. From that arm, well, no, actually it's not, obviously, because there's this here. Yeah, okay, so problematic, definitely, but we'll deal with that in a little bit. Let's get our research out of the way first. What do we have for engineering? Corvette hull points, basic strike craft, and an engineering facility. Corvette hull points would be very useful early game, because that's all you have. Engineering facility is going to help for the entire game though. Basic strike craft, we can forget about that. Let's go for an engineering facility. For society, we can get an extra unity, +2, plus extra edicts, the hollow temple, or extra defensive army damage. We're going to go for defense army damage because it's going to be useful all game. Ooh, physics. Now this is, the 3 of them are pretty good, but you do get a lot of energy credit problems early game when you're colonizing planets and such. So I think an energy grid is going to be priority there. Right. So first things first. Let's set our science ship to begin exploring the immediate surroundings. Just like this. Gonna set him off along that path. And then with what little minerals we have, I think we're gonna set our construction ship to build the mining stations here, just to get those extra energy and minerals. That's always going to come in useful. Just until we get like another science ship, let's put this on fastest. Let's let him get his things done. And we already have a potentially habitable world. Lovely. High Priestess Glimmerwing Salamander is a new heir to our empire and will take the throne when our current ruler dies. Lovely. We'll check that out. Oh, I forgot to do policies and edicts. Silly me. Let's pause this while we do that. So, a Class 12 asteroid orbits this planet. The small planetoid's orbit appears far too stable for its presence to be a natural occurrence. Right, well. Leave be, change scientist, or, well, just research. We've not really got any option there, have we? Sometimes it gives you an option, doesn't it, like blow it up or whatever, or disable whatever's in it. But we'll research that and get these edicts out of the way, because you always start with minimal food stockpiling, which I know that they're going to be changing the game sometimes. Speculation is in November when Legwin, is it? Update Legwin 2.2 or something drops, and that will, I think, make food a lot more useful. But as the game is now, the current system, there is no need for like a minimal food stockpile. In fact, when they update the game in Legwin, I doubt there's going to be a need for minimal food stockpiling. You get no negative modifiers for putting it on large, so I don't see why you wouldn't just always put it on large. It's just meaningless, you know, it's exposition if you want to look at it that way. It's pointless. There's no need. Unrestricted wars, yes. Bombardment indiscriminate, yes. Resettlement allowed, yes. First contact, we're militarist and we're spiritualist, but that doesn't make us xenophobic, so we'll put it on peaceful because that would make sense. Open borders, yes, for now. Slavery prohibited and purge prohibited. Right. And with this, we begin again. So, let's take a quick gander at our leader. Is it here? What traits does he have? Champion of the people, which increases happiness. Well, that is actually very useful. And the heir has that as well. Lovely. The heir is age 20. He is age 40. There's not much between them. She'll probably die before ever taking over, really. If she does take over, she'll only get a few years. And he's industrialist, which helps with minerals. That's, again, very useful. So, towed asteroid. For some reason, someone has towed an asteroid into a stable orbit around Till 4. The massive engine sections and braking thrusters can still be found on the surface, although they have long since been rendered inoperable. Whoever did this also mined the asteroid for minerals, but these operations were seemingly abandoned shortly after they began. After they began would make more sense, wouldn't it? I think that's
construction completed.
Maybe my grammar is all wrong. Okay, so we've completed the mining stations, have we? Lovely. Contact report remnants. The monarch of Denabria is abuzz with news of the alien remnants studied by the Talon's swift-winged daughter. These leavings are considered definitive proof of intelligent, purposeful alien activity at some point in the past. We may still be alone now, but we are at least not the first to be so. Lovely. So, we're gonna build another science ship, because early game the anomalies give you a lot of boons, a lot of research, minerals, credits. It's really helpful early game. So I think I might build a outpost here
completed,
just to claim that world, because that's going to be really useful. It's got 13 tiles, so that's lovely. What have we done?
we have detected an anomaly.
A colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this moon once. There's a couple of those anomalies in this system, isn't there, right? You can't build an outpost until the system is fully surveyed, okay? That's fair enough. Let's recruit a scientist for this science ship then. What we got? We've got expertise in voidcraft, which I have no idea what voidcraft is. Never have figured that one out. And then these are just a bit cheaper to recruit. So we'll go for the younger one, who is also cheaper to recruit. And where's this science ship going? He's going along that path. So this science ship can begin along this path. And we'll send them. They'll diverge. And that way we'll branch out and explore all the quicker. A massive crater. I don't even know what that number reads, to be honest with you. On a moon in the Till system appears to be the result of a collision with a starship. From the size of the crater, we suspect that a ship exiting a hyperlane at maximum velocity rammed the moon for reasons unknown roughly 10,000 years ago. The Talon's swift-winged daughter has picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site reminiscent of a collapsed hyperparticulate field, but as the ship itself disintegrated on impact, the theory cannot be verified. And we get 60 physics research, which is going to speed this capacity energy grid up a lot more. Oh, that unlocks an edict as well. See, I forgot all about that. Capacity overload. That's really useful in a pinch.
System survey concluded.
So that's fully surveyed, and he's leveled up. Wonderful. So we're just going to send our construction ship in there to begin building an outpost, because eventually, maybe not right now, in fact, yeah, well, maybe now actually, we have the minerals, and it would seem we have the energy credits to sustain it. We could begin colonizing that world as soon as this guy is finished building the outpost. Right, so we've got our first tradition, and it's hard sometimes. I mean, to choose what you want. Supremacy is great. I mean, they're all really good. Because of the happiness problems we have, I think I might go for harmony, because that's going to counteract all of the negative modifiers that we have. So we'll invest in harmony first.
Construction completed.
And that's completed. Lovely. Let's go back here and build a colony ship, because we have the minerals. We've got the energy credits to sustain it thus
System
far.
survey concluded.
Is there anything on what world can we inhabit? Where is it?
System survey concluded.
The one with the engineering. It's got a lot of energy credits on that world, actually. Damn, that's quite useful. Okay. Well, we're gonna send a construction ship in to mine these. There we go. We'll take another mine station there just to buff these, because I believe a colony ship gives you -8 energy credits. So if we can get this up and running, that should give us, with maintenance, well, 8, possibly 9. Lovely. These guys just still doing their thing. Lovely. Strategic resource discovered. Well, that was early, wasn't it? That's good, that is. During its survey of Duranma 3, the Talon Broadwing Rostrus, that's this guy, so it's up here, discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed Pitharan dust. This fine, energy-dense dust serves as an excellent fertilizer, so it's for food. Its use should greatly enhance our food production. Yeah, there you go. We have the technology. If we control this system, we can extract the resource. Again, that would be very useful.
Anomalous readings registered.
And in the Soyun system, our sensors indicate odd irregularities in Soyun's energy emission pattern. Yes, research it. Research all of them. So this guy, let's claim also these engineering research points.
Construction completed.
Let's send the colony ship in to colonize this planet. Now, I'm not sure if it stacks, because I know this building, the converted ship shelter, gives you like energy credits at some point when you upgrade it into like capitals and stuff. I don't know if it stacks with that or removes it though, so we'll put it here for now. And in keeping with the name of everything else, we'll call this
Construction
Nest
completed.
of, what's this, Till? And we'll rename the system Roost of Till. There we go. We might slow this down now to fast. We've got through, you know, the bombardment of things so far. Anomalies and other such things.
Research concluded.
Lovely, we're getting our research done. And what have we got this now? Building speed? Well, that is kind of useful. Army damage and minerals. Again, we'll stack that. We'll do some more army damage, because that's going to be really good. I think that is for offensive and defensive armies, so it's going to stack with our society research. It's all popping off, isn't it, guys, here? Never a dull day. Star patterns. The latest sensory readings from Soyun showed the star pulsating regularly, but when the crew on Talon Swiftwing Daughter arrived on site, there was no evidence to support this data. While most of the crew are in agreement that the anomaly was caused by a sensory malfunction, Karasi Izzet discards this theory. That name kind of threw me for a minute. Karasi Izzet claims to have discovered similar pulsating energy emission patterns elsewhere, and now fears that something strange is happening to the galaxy's stars. He has charted the course to the nearest affected star. Take a drink there. Yes.
Situation
We'll get to the bottom of
log
this.
has been updated.
Do this. With the minerals we're getting currently, and I mean, we've got a colony ship and we're still on +1 energy credits, so this is a decent start early game, you know, I'm happy with this. I could build more ships, because they're always useful. Of course, that's going to put me into the negatives for my energy credits. An ancient orbital shipyard drifts in silence. Do you know what? It's all popping off. Look at this. Let's carry on with the anomaly for now. An ancient orbital shipyard drifts in silence above this world. It has suffered significant battle damage, and entire sections of the facility are missing. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. Let's research that. And habitable world survey. We now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Nest of Denabria. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalogue the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. Not really need an influence right now, so again, we'll go with a commendable initiative.
Situation log has been updated.
Lost what I was doing now, guys, to be honest with you.
System survey concluded.
I was thinking, wasn't I, whether or not to build ships, because space piracy is something that you always have to deal with. Space piracy is something that, it's just one of them things, it's unavoidable. So, hopefully it doesn't pop up before the colonization of this planet is complete, because I think if you attack a planet while it's being colonized, it destroys the well, colony ship.
Colony
it stops
establishment has begun.
The first dino colony. Our colony ship has gently touched down at the top of a large flat mesa near the equator of Nest of Till. This location will serve well as a first landing site, and the rivers that flow in the canyons below provide easy access to fresh water. Lovely. Well, at least I know they're all taken care of for now. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first Dino City on an alien world. A truly great day for the Monarch of Denabria. I will not disagree. Where's this Pitharan dust? It's not showing up on the... I'm sure it was in this system, wasn't it? Am I wrong? Or do I not have the technology to harvest it yet or something? Did it not pop up here? Huh. Pulsating stars, we'll track that on the map just and have a look now. What does this give? No, this gives 50% speed reduction to our sublight. Okay. Class B stars are my favourite, just to throw that in there briefly. Just the colours of them. Look at that. Stunning. I've always liked how they gave the Class B stars like that kind of a look, and the pulsar stars are cool too. Anyway. Adjust this again. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, so we've got to get over here. Well, he'll go along this path then, once he's finished all of that. To here. Finishing with the researching of said project. He's going to carry on along here. I know this is a dead end, but it's going to need exploring anyway. One of our scientists has leveled up. Lovely. So, again, really don't have a chokehold yet. Well, actually we do. We do. This right here is a chokehold. It looks like a pulsar star. Could be a neutron, but I think it's going to be a pulsar. And obviously, this section of the arm, spiral then, cannot get to me. So, that's going to be very, very important strategically to us. Take this, and this gives us two chokeholds. They'll have to go through the black hole to get to the pulsar. So that's good. And to be honest with you, we have another one here. So that's another two chokeholds actually. We take this, and we take this. Lovely. So we just really have to worry then about this side. We might have to take the two here. We might have to take Sargas and Duranma. It's going to get messy then, isn't it? But we're going to have to, I suppose, if we want peace of mind. Okay, so automated shipyard. While conducting their survey of Soyun 1, the Talon Swiftwing Darter detected the remains of an automated shipyard in orbit. It is at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage, but one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. That's fortuitous. Science Officer Karasi is confident that power can be restored to the shipyard, but it would be a significant project.
Situation log has been updated.
Let's research that, and then we'll set him on a new path along here. Research that. survey that. And we'll send him back then, because it's just going to be a better way of doing things, isn't it? Along to here. Right. The Irasian Concordate. So this is your precursor. Basically, you get a precursor in each game, and there's multiple ones that you can encounter. Ours is the Irasians. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Sargas I. From what we have translated so far of their language, we have learned that these aliens called themselves the Irasian Concordate. They were an interstellar power that held sway over this region of the galaxy a little over 1 million years ago. Bloody long time ago. They appear to have been six-limbed mammalians, and there are several references to some sort of plague called the Javorian Pox, which swept across their empire with devastating results, possibly leading to their extinction. Now, what would be really, really interesting about this game, and this is a little bit of a spoiler for anybody. So at the end of these precursor event chains, you find their home world, and it's always destroyed. But like, it would be really interesting, or it would be a lot better and a lot more satisfying and gratifying if you uncovered like the remains of the species, so there are still some alive. I think that would be a much better way of dealing with it. Maybe they join you with 1 or 2 ships, you know, or maybe it goes south and you have to fight them off, and you know, I think it would be better than just discovering a void sort of system with not much in it. Anyway, guys, we're gonna leave it there, because I think this is stretching on to about 25 minutes now, roughly. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next episode. Until then, guys, take it easy.
I got the motherfucking world in my palm now.